Hey, hi, hello. Welcome to the Hyro Fish. One second. So yeah, I guess my video decided to buffer on the Legacy channel, and it wouldn't stop. So I was like, I'll just come over here for a second. And I do want to title this. Oop, Welcome back to Tipsy Tarot, or whatever. Give me one second. I actually did want to do a weekly release with my beverage of choice. I might still do that because I have a Merlot still in there. So let's see. One moment, please. Oh, it's so silly sometimes. But I did actually have a face down card come out at the end of the last one. And I wanted to do it a little bit more serious, but what happened was meant to happen. So we have a fusion type monster, we have two traps, and then we actually have, it looks like a holographic, oh, it's only a 4 star. Is this a Dark Magician? No, it's not. Oh, snap. We got another elemental hero. So we had elemental hero Wildheart over there. The card that came out is the Five of Hearts, where passion meets determination, going the distance, and a need for discipline. This is almost feeling like something I could have wrapped up the other one with, but that's fine. We get the extended over here, or whatever. Sometimes it works out that way. It's not always the intention. It just works out that way. So we have a fusion type monster, which is interesting to start when we have where passion meets determination. Now these aren't necessarily laid out in a specific way for me to be like, oh, it looks like this. The numbers are 78, 4, 10, 6, 1, and 2. 78 is probably the sun, because I'm pretty sure 77 is the Sage of Souls. That's like the one I remember. So we're starting with the Blackluster Soldier. He's a ritual monster, ritual summons. 3,000 attack, 2,500 defense, and another warrior type monster. But with him being a ritual summons, there's a certain tool I believe that's necessary. Like you have to have the ritual card, and then you put in monsters that basically equal the number of stars that he has. And he has 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 stars. He's an 8 star monster. And he's holographic, Blackluster Soldier. Blackluster is interesting. I mean, not really, because there are shiny black things. But luster is like a sheen or a shine. Black is a color and pigment that is all colors. No light escapes. And I was also watching a video yesterday that was talking about how at the heart of the Milky Way, like the black hole there is literally the size of a pea, but it's so dense that it can pull in like literal stars and everything else around it. And it's also interesting. Everything has a gravitational pull and a gravitational field. Everything. Some are weaker than others. But we have this at the heart, it's super dense super gravitational. But then we also, a little bit further away, have these bigger bodies that are subjected to the gravity of that black hole that basically keeps the galaxy in orbit and from like just flying out in all different directions. But we have this sun that keeps us in orbit. And then our gravity keeps the moon in orbit. And so there is this feeling of like, it's kind of sort of chain of command, it's kind of sort of cause and effect, but it's about a system and what maintains that system. Then we have the dragon's bead. The dragon's bead looks like it could be a third eye. Now, I heard somebody a minute ago say something like, take it as it resonates or with a grain of salt. Is this a Yu-Gi-Oh card? It is. That dragons don't have third eyes, or that like no, it's not. It's a piece. It's not a Yu-Gi-Oh card, but like they don't necessarily have a specific organ that is their third eye. So their third eye isn't necessarily differentiated from their vision, right? But with this dragon's bead, it looks like a third eye that is also green. So it's the heart chakra. It says discard one card from your hand. Negate the effect of a trap card that targets one face up dragon type monster and destroy the trap card. Now, dragons can symbolize a lot of things. Some of those things, it is an ancient wisdom, but it's also a wisdom associated with age. They're just really old, and so they have a lot of wisdom. Also, they hoard treasures. And, it's like in the West, medieval, dragons were like hunted, they raised villages and stole sheep and stuff like that. But in the East, dragons are respected. And if we look at sort of the narrative behind some of that stuff, a lot of times we have someone in the West, in the medieval times, some hero trying to make a name for themselves, somebody with something to prove, someone who wants to slay the dragon and basically steal its treasure, because dragons are also hoarders of treasures or gatekeepers of treasures, right? And so I feel like that's the part that isn't necessarily talked about. Because then, like, also Eastern dragons kind of sort of appear different than Western dragons at the same time. Um, but it's like, it is this energy. Oh, I guess I can put it down. It is this energy of like respecting the wisdom and knowledge and age and treasure of one and not necessarily trying to steal it or to not reclaim it, to steal it and to claim it as one's own. And then it's like, if you start killing dragons and they retaliate by burning your villages, then you know what I mean? And so there's a ritual that summons the black luster soldier, and then there's the dragon. There's almost an energy of envy here, which is interesting. Maybe that's an outside influence to this energy, because it's like they're performing this ritual to summon this warrior to slay this dragon and to take its bead. And then the next card is Elemental Hero SparkMan. SparkMan is another warrior type monster. 1600 attack, 1400 defense. So again, more attack than defense. I don't even know what that shows up. With the last card being Ultimate Offering. Oh gosh. It says at the cost of 500 life points per monster, a player is allowed an extra normal summon or set. So at sacrifice to ourselves, we can put more and more boots on the ground. Okay. I feel like those cards do not fit this energy at all. Because these cards are almost telling a story of like pillaging, plundering, and almost genocide, cultural genocide. But it's like it's costing us something to continue to do this and to wipe out and obliterate and steal the treasure of these ancient sort of civilizations sometimes, but we don't care. And it's almost like this blackluster soldier, since it's the result of a ritual summon, it's devoid of all emotion and any kind of autonomy. It just does what it's ordered to do. And then here you have an energy that's glad to keep paying the price to claim the treasure of this dragon. And then it's like, what's being sacrificed? These Sparkmen. And with the Sparkman, it's almost like folks are brain dead. It's like the spark is the neurons that have all that brain activity happening, and with Sparkman and Ultimate Offering, it's like we're sacrificing the ability to make our own decisions and to think for ourselves to fall into the program of whatever this is that keeps putting these blackluster soldiers on the ground to steal the treasures of these dragons. And again, not knowing what it's costing oneself. Oof, that is heavy. A little bit of alcohol and some Yu-Gi-Oh cards will just Jack of Hearts. An inn that welcomes weary travelers, a hot tub that soothes all one's worries away, a sly grin. This is people buying into the system. It feels very Dante's Inferno. When Dante's Inferno takes place during the Crusades, and basically the Holy Roman Empire, with the Jack of Spades sitting in between under the Jack of Hearts, the beginning of self-realization, caring for one's mental space, preparation to welcome something big. It's just like they were told that if they go out and they kill people and they do this and they do that, then there would be a place in heaven for them. And then Dante was in the Crusades. He dies and he goes to hell. And he's like, "Whoa, like what's the big idea?" And they're like, "Did you really think that like you taking advantage or taking the bodies of their women and killing their men and some of their children, like did you really think that that would be forgiven? Did you really think that that was like a divine mission and a divine purpose? Did you really think that you would get anything but torment and torture for what you did to those people? Did you really buy into what like the lies that the Hierophant was spewing? Like really?" Like, did you really expect anything else to happen to you? And he did, and a lot of people did. And it's like, in what world does it make sense that you believe in this God of love that would tell you to then go out and kill people? Like, in what world does that make sense? You believe in a God of love, but you can also justify your hatred against other men. Something there don't add up to me. But again, it's like these people don't care. They don't care being the sacrificial lambs that just are led right to the slaughter. I mean, that's how we got here. As long as my pocketbook is padded and my community is free of those undesirables, then I don't care. Okay. And then here's the Dragon's Bead. Did I even read this card? Yeah, I did. If you discard one hand, it negates the effect of a trap card against the dragon. And negating an effect of a trap card against a dragon is interesting because we saw elemental hero Wildheart on the Legacy reading today, called Tipsy Tarot Yu-Gi-Oh edition. I just titled it at the beginning of this video. I kind of want to make a cute thumbnail. I probably won't, but it's like because Wildheart was immune to traps, and then here we have a card that it does require sacrifice. We do have to discard one card from our hand, but it can not only protect the dragon from a trap card, but it will destroy the trap in the process. Now, this is a one use thing, though, right? It's a trap card that destroys trap cards. But again, I feel like there's a disconnect between this and this. Okay, well, maybe the need for discipline, it's a need for us to rewire our brains and to actually think a little bit. It's like, I don't know, there's just so much in this country, especially that doesn't make sense. Like how no one is protesting or bringing attention to all of these huge companies that outsource all of the work to other countries, and like all of the millions probably of jobs that we lose because they're outsourcing the work to other countries. But then people will be super quick to jump on immigrants as the people who are stealing your jobs and your opportunities. But then here's a whole company that you maybe used to work at, and now they're outsourcing the work to China. And it's some immigrant's job or some immigrant's fault that you lost your job. Like why don't we like direct any of that frustration or anger towards the people who are actually taking jobs out of the country? Why is everybody so quick to jump on somebody else? Like is like and that's this SparkMan that's been offered. Like are the neurons in your brain just like yeah, this is why this wasn't on the other channel. But it's just like where is that same level of upsetness? And now all of these like billion-dollar companies ain't paying nothing in federal taxes. And then earlier in the quarantine, all of those cruise lines who are officially registered to different countries so that they don't have to pay taxes are now seeking bailouts from the government that they don't pay taxes to in the first place. And it's like, I mean, could we be any more transparent? It's like, oh, you don't actually care. It's more complicated than that. I gotta go to the bathroom again already. The seal has been broken. It just blows my mind though that people are so quick to jump down the throats of other people who literally have nothing to do with it. People who actually pay taxes and don't benefit from any of those sort of like taxpayer benefits because they're not legal citizens or whatever. And then you have these other people who just, yeah, the brain cells of humanity, especially Americans, have been sacrificed to create these black luster soldiers that just follow orders and raise Cain and do all kinds of stuff. And it's like this system that you fight so hard to protect does not care about you. In fact, it actively works against you as well. But you're just happy to, be scapegoated or fall into whoever the system is pointing at. But change is possible. It's gonna take hard work, determination, and it's gonna take us actually caring. Bottom of the deck is Hero Barrier. And I love Hero Barrier because it sounds like Hero Barrier is gonna protect elemental heroes. And then right now we have excuse me, elemental hero SparkMan being sacrificed because of this trap. And then here's another trap, Hero Barrier, that's gonna come in, and it's like it has a holographic title. I don't know if you can see it. We have this other trap that's gonna help us reclaim our minds, basically by protecting Hero or by protecting Sparkman. Now it's also interesting because Elemental Hero Wildheart doesn't need a trap card to protect it from other trap cards because Elemental Hero Wildheart is immune to trap cards. Wildheart being the more indigenous populations. The ones that are like, I just saw a story of some indigenous woman on Twitter in Quebec who had slurs and harsh language flung at her as she was literally dying in a hospital. And she went live on Facebook before she died to show how they were like talking to her in Canada. And a lot of people want to sort of like overly romanticize Canada or even sometimes Australia. And it's like Australia don't treat its indigenous people any better than America does. And Canada doesn't treat its indigenous people any better than America does. It's almost like nobody treats their indigenous people right. But it's all this Eurocentric, you know. But we're gonna calm down off of that because that's also changing. It has no choice but to change. If it doesn't change, we're probably not gonna make it. I wouldn't even be mad. maybe, maybe that's a little bit extreme. I'm sorry. Blame the alcohol. So, what to say? And then Dispel is in reverse under this. If there is a face up monster on your side of the field that includes Elemental Hero in its card name, negate one attack from your opponent from your opponent's monster. Okay. So I had hope that Hero Barrier would protect our elemental hero Sparkman from Ultimate Offering, but Ultimate Offering is a trap card. Ultimate, like this isn't going to do anything against other trap cards. It only protects it from other monsters. But the trap is the system that this energy has fallen prey to. Okay, whatever. So let's put these away. These were fun. These Yu-Gi-Oh cards were actually pretty entertaining. I like it. I like it. I'm a fan. Call me a fan. My healed Chiron and Aries, or my healed Chiron and Leo, was so tempted to be like, who else is out here reading Yu-Gi-Oh cards? But I'm not gonna go there. And I do need to put that in my closet. Here's Snowberry. I can't remember. I think I might have gotten Snowberry from my sister. I think she had like a little collection of Beanie Babies, and she gave me Snowberry. Also, I think Snowberry may have come from a Christmas catalog, and we had to sell like candy bars in elementary school or something. And I got Snowberry and a pair of earrings for my mom that she never wore, and that I actually might take back low key. But here's Snowberry. It's a Snowberry. I've had lion messages in the past and in dreams. Had some tigers, and now here's the bear, but it's a snow bear, so you know. And I got Tigger back there. Tigger is tiger shaped, so There's a bear and a tiger. And I had no Rory. Rory was a lion beanie baby that I got from my sister, and I think I gave it to my brother. So I have a lion beanie baby, a tiger, and this snow bear. Oh my! I really want to play with the vice versa tarot, but I'm not. I'll just get a final message from here. Then I'll wrap this up, and then I'll go do some other stuff that I need to do. So. Starting tomorrow, though, we're going to be hitting it hardcore. So hopefully, I'll be live less because I actually have things to do. Right. And I already got to go to the bathroom again. That's the one thing I don't like about drinking because I already don't like going to the bathroom. It's a waste of time. I'm just like, really? I can't wait until we evolve to the point where we don't have to eliminate waste like this. Like, it's so annoying. That was really quick. The Ace of Sword or the Ace of Spades, the Pisces card, tapping into the seed of all creation, understanding what predates all, things that must remain in the dark. This might be the woman. I think this is the woman. Bottom of the deck is the Three of Clubs on the cusp of realization, a shared vision, and a quickening. Things are about to speed up because of the mutuality in this space, right? Like in the Bible, it says, wherever two or more are gathered in my name, there I am, or something like that. Or there I will be, or something like that. But it's like if you're on one side and you want it, and somebody else is on the other side and they want it, there's this cohesion between the two. There's this relaxation of the pathway on both directions. And it just like slides everything together. And then it, you know, intertwines. I really got to go to the bathroom. But I just want to check and make sure that this is the woman. Because the man came up Ace of Hearts on the Legacy channel. Ace of Spades is the woman, yeah. Feminine individual in querent's life, the querent femininity, neutral, and immediately. So, yeah, that's how I'm going to end this. It was fairly short over here today, which is fine. Tapping into the seed of all creation, understanding what predates all, things that must remain in the dark. It may be time to move a little bit in silence, you know, or to not, I don't know, let everything be out there because you don't. There's it's just the space of needing to protect something from someone, and it's not that we're necessarily subjected to the whim of other people, but that's just like a lot of envy and negativity and darkness that people can project onto you in your situation that you don't necessarily have to deal with. And again, it doesn't necessarily have to affect you, but it's like, why make the sensitive upset or more envious than they already are? Let's have a heart and care about the haters so that they don't have to stress so much about how much is going well in our lives. We'll just keep it quiet for now. All right, so I hope y'all have a good whatever whenever y'all see this. I hope you're acting in alignment to make the good better and the better great and the great wonderful and the wonderful fantastic and the fantastic miraculous. Because for those who believe in and act in alignment with miracles, miraculous things happen. So I'll catch y'all later. It's been fun. It's been real. It's been real fun. Probably won't do this again anytime soon unless I do it for the weekly release, and then I might. So